Oh, Venus and Pisces. Where to begin? I feel very lucky to be surrounded by this energy. My mom has this, one of my best friends. I have this energy. Um, to clarify, because I know it gets confusing when when I keep feeling I have all these energies. My Venus is in the house of Aries, conjunct the ascendant, with about 3 degrees of Venus and Pisces energy, so that's where that energy is. Um, Venus and Pisces, the sweetheart of the zodiac. Venus is exalted in Pisces. An astrological energy is said to be exalted, it's said to function really well. So let's examine this. Venus is love, relationships, romance, idealism, values. When Venus is in Pisces, that person's just a sweetheart. They are absolutely loving and affectionate to just the nth degree of everyone and everything. Venus in Pisces is the it's just one of those beautiful water placements, you know, Pisces being a water sign. And what is water? It's nurturing, it's love, it's dissolving hatred, dissolving that which doesn't serve us, and promoting, you know, good feelings. Water is the element that connects all of us in a very profound way. Our bodies are mostly water, 70%. If you have Venus in Pisces, I highly recommend that you check out my video, Our Planet Oceanic Earth, because I basically explore in that video just what it is for our world, let alone ourselves, to be made of mostly water, and how we can use that structure, this paradigm that we live in, to the best of our benefit, with love and unity and tolerance. And yeah, I really recommend that. But you know, in general, you don't. If you have Venus and Pisces, you already know all these things. It's not even a matter of intellectually knowing. You instinctively love. You instinctively accept. The Piscean look is the kind of off to the side looking, you know, and I know you know this very well, off to the side looking, because it's just it's so caring, you know, and so sensitive and so potentially vulnerable that to look straight on would just be like frying the fish, you know, of Pisces. But looking to the side, that's a very Piscean look. That is the Piscean look, and it really speaks to just your guys' character of being unconditionally loving, unconditionally nurturing and caring. Venus and Pisces never writes anybody off in their book. Sometimes they need to get away from people because they're not honoring your incredible sensitivity. And that's good. I think that's the biggest challenge with this energy, is to learn how to say no, to learn how to separate yourself. I've learned with my Venus and Pisces, it's so hard for me to say no sometimes. Um, but it's necessary, because ultimately we can't be people's martyrs, let's face it. We can't sacrifice ourselves for other people. Is there a way to sacrifice ourselves in a noble way, saving other people? Yeah, sure, but in everyday life, do we need to do this? No, we lose ourselves in the process. And that seems like such a beautiful thing to us, because when we're at our best, we lose ourselves. We are completely selfless with this energy. But we can't be everybody's savior, you know? Ultimately, we can't be anybody's savior. We have to be our own. But that's the beautiful thing, is once your own cup is filled, then it can overfloweth and heal and nurture other people without detracting from your own healing and nurturing. You gotta heal and nurture yourself first. And so I find that's another challenge, is making sure that with this energy, that if you're helping other people and nurturing other people, you're really doing it from a place of solid being okay, you know? Of you gotta be in your own good place before you can help others go to their good place. So being people's sucker, being gullible and letting people walk all over you, that is absolutely the biggest challenge with this energy. You know, as well as bending to suit everybody's will, you know. Talking to one person and agreeing with them there, and then talking to another person and agreeing with them there, and it being contradictory. Venus and Pisces, we can, with this energy, we can be so malleable that it really is to our detriment. That all that beautiful love and those great feelings that we have are perverted by other people and used against us. Now, we know with this energy that other people, even when they are doing cruel things and they're being mean, even if there's an element of consciousness, if they are consciously being mean, there's still that subconscious reason. Nobody is born to hate. Nobody is born to be mean. We are love. At our core, we are love. We are made from love. We will descend, we will dissolve into love, and we will be reborn into love. It's all positive feelings. It's all love. And so even when other people are acting inhumanely, we can see their heart, their love, their hurt, you know, how the pain inside is what they're ultimately acting from. Even when it seems like they're going for power, it seems like they're going for whatever their conscious motivation is. We see their humanity. We see the scared little child within. But even if we see that, that doesn't mean we need to interfere. That doesn't mean we need to save those people. That doesn't mean we need to lose ourselves in trying to help them. I find it very useful with Venus and Pisces to very much understand karma, cause and effect. For me, I used to always try and interfere with friends, family, strangers, anyone, just because I could see their humanity, you know, I could feel it. It's not even a seeing for us, it's a feeling. We're so psychic, so sensitive on the water plane that we feel other people's emotions and we can get overwhelmed by them, but that's another thing. Sometimes you gotta let people, how's the phrase go? Sleep in the bed that they made, you know, lie in the bed that they made for themselves. Karma is incredibly important to understand. And here we go. There's another video I did called Karma that I really recommend you checking out. Both those videos are in the playlist Indigo Aquario Corner. Really recommend you check that out because for me I found it incredibly useful and incredibly helpful for me to learn how to extricate myself, to get my emotions and my well-being out of other people's situations. Because again, ultimately, if somebody shoots somebody, if they kill somebody in cold blood, they need to have punishment. They need to have it's cause and effect, you know, not even punishment. They need to go wherever that action takes them. You know, maybe in prison they're rehabilitated. Again, I wish we had more of a rehabilitative system instead of a punishment system, but that's a whole nother Aquarian, Piscean thing. But it's, you know, it applies to everything. Cause and effect. If somebody causes something, and we're always causing, you know, karma's always happening, we're causing everything. You know, this video is a cause, breathing is a cause. There's always an effect, and we have to let the effect happen as it needs to. You'll know with time when to interfere and when not to. Not even interfere, but to help, and when not to. If you find you're interfering, that's not good. But if you find that you're streamlining the process, if you're helping people in a positive way, you know, to avoid unnecessary effects, great. Not unnecessary effects, but unnecessary things. See, I can intellectualize it all I want, but ultimately you're going to feel it for yourself when it's right to do something and say something and when it's not. And it gets easier with time. I've found personally it gets easier with time. My mom would definitely agree. In fact, she has agreed when we've talked about this kind of stuff. Um, my best buddy who has this definitely would agree. With Venus and Pisces, it can seem all too easily to lose yourself, like I was saying, to have no boundaries between you and other people, and especially when it comes to emotions. Those boundaries are possible. Anything's possible. And ultimately, we need to create those boundaries to have a healthy understanding of life. Because otherwise, we're getting sucked up into other people's problems, other people's worries and fears. And we're totally just muddled, We've all been in that place when we are absolutely hijacked by other people's emotions. And they don't mean to. That's the thing with this energy with Venus and Pisces. We are so much more sensitive than other Venus signs. Even compared to the other water Venus signs of Cancer, which I have, by the way. I'll explain again. Venus in Leo, 8 degrees. So I have 2 degrees of Cancer energy. On Venus in Scorpio, the other water energy, Venus in Pisces is the sensitive, the empathetic, sympathetic Venus sign out of all of them, let alone the waters. So it's very, very crucial for us to learn how to set those boundaries and to find a healthy way of living and loving without losing. Again, you gotta make sure you're good before you can help other people. Venus and Pisces, this energy, you guys really do, you teach the world through your value system, and your value system is uncompromising, unconditional love. With this energy, we're able to, and you even more so if you have Venus and Pisces directly, we're able to understand and treat people as they are, as human beings, again, as scared children. Even as we grow up on the outside, we're all still children on the inside. There's no point at which we master life. It's not the point of life. We're supposed to enjoy it like children and to keep going and to keep loving and just being. And Venus and Pisces gets that instinctively and will always get that. Again, Venus is your value system, and when your values are unconditional, uncompromising love, that's such an incredible gift to the world. With this energy, charity work, service work, caring for those who can't care for themselves is absolutely a beautiful outlet, as is art and imagination and music. I've read many a times with Venus and Pisces that, and I've felt many a times, I am a musician, I am an artist, that this is an excellent placement for artists and for musicians and for, same thing, but an outlet for all that beautiful love and energy. And art is absolutely a great outlet. I personally, I heal through my music. And, everybody heals through music. That one song that really calls to us and that really captures our heart and really helps us vent, not even vent, but have an outlet for those emotions, for what we're feeling, for how we are, is crucial. And so I really, really, really recommend that you find an outlet as such, whether through art or service, or both, hell, art is a service, and service is an art, so I guess either way you're good. But to do both, for me personally, I find it absolutely gratifying and fulfilling. You know, an idea too is, if you're really focused on your art, is to then give back with what you've gained from your art, you know. Doing free concerts, doing free exhibitions of your paintings, of your visual art, a free play, or, you know, perhaps, if you can't, if it's not economically feasible to do free, then to donate the proceeds to charity and to those who need it. Venus and Pisces, I find, can be very much depressed sometimes. Again, can get so overwhelmed by the emotions of themselves and others that that we just get so down on ourselves. It's really important for us to surround ourselves with very positive, upbeat, loving people. Again, not just people, it's important to not just avoid, yeah, I guess you could put it that way. It's important for us not to only avoid those who are willingly taking advantage of our hearts, of our love to give, but also to surround ourselves by people who are very much positive, who are going to help us understand the other parts of life. There's more than just water, you know. Fire signs, when the fire is not too egotistical, you know, the typical fire challenges, when fire is in a very warm, uplifting place, is an excellent tonic to Venus and Pisces, more watery, potentially very sad energies. As is air, you know, again, when air isn't being too flighty or superficial, I find it's a very beautiful, uplifting energy. For Venus and Pisces, I find especially Venus and Gemini to be very helpful, because both of you guys provide a perspective that is very complementary and yet also very different, and so very uplifting and very enriching, and helps each other. In my experience with my Venus and Pisces energies, I've really been helped by a Venus and Gemini's understanding of situations, because they have a very intellectual, airy bent that I would miss out, and then of course my water would help with, you know, the perspective they would miss out. Okay, one last thing. With Venus, Venus is said to also rule the women you attract into your life. And so I think you'll find that, on the whole, that you attract very sympathetic, metaphysical women. This is a very, I totally forgot about this. This is a very metaphysical placement. And so channeling's more Mercury and Pisces, but channeling, studying the occult, arts, magic. I did a video on magic too. It's funny, I never really recommend videos, but that's also in the Indigo Aquario corner, and it just said, what is magic? I think you might behoove yourself to check that out. I think you'll like it. But anything transcendent really calls to us. Meditation, absolutely. Meditation, I find, is a great way to clear ourselves out and figure out what emotions are ours and what are others. I think that's all I really have to say. So just know that it does get easier with time to understand ourselves and our boundaries, and to learn when to help and when we can't help, and when people have to help themselves. But truly, you have a beautiful gift. I mean, everybody has a beautiful gift, and we know this. Beautiful gift to share with the world. But Venus and Pisces is such a special role of nurturing and getting everybody to melt into one, which is the most beautiful, beautiful thing, because we're melting in such a positive, loving way. Namaste.